Welcome back to the New York Brothers broadcast. I'm your host, Ken, and I'm here with my brother, Kevin. Say what's up, Kev.
What's going on, Knicks fans out there? Good day to
Here,
be a
let's
Knicks
say,
fan.
so far, we're 3-0 in the post OG trade, and it's looking good against the Wizards right now. They're up 40 something to 20 something, I
44,
believe.
28. Live right now as we speak.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it. I think, Kev, you and I discussed before going on here that the main thing that we wanted to focus on was Isaiah Hartenstein, right? I mean, he's been playing pretty well. He just oh, I thought that was a goaltend. He's been
I want
playing
to
pretty well.
apologize. I need to apologize to
You
Hartenstein,
should.
bro. Is it Hartenstein or Hartenstein, man? Nobody says it the
I
same
I
way every
actually
time I hear it.
I say it Hartenstein, but you say it Hartenstein, so it's kind of a
I heart.
Jewish white boy, you know?
I heart, baby. I want to
Yeah.
apologize to him, man. I didn't believe in him after his first year. I thought he was barely a backup. I was like, oh, okay, he could do some things here and there, but nothing special anywhere, and a lot of fouling after the first year. It just, you know, it was my it was my impatience of letting prospects grow, and that's the worst thing you can do. It's what bad teams do. They just like give up on players. And I did. I'm not gonna. I mean, Clippers had him for like 2 years, and that was a stupid move. Stupid. They need a center too. He's better than Zubac.
Yeah, I think that's that New York mentality, the impatientness. You want results right away and you expect results right away. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of players don't like to come to New York because the fan base can be brutal. But yeah, I was always a big iHeart believer. Even though when I started doubting him because he wasn't playing well in the beginning. Um, but I liked him with the Clippers. I thought he was a very underrated center. Um, guy who can do a little bit of everything. Believe it or not, he used to be able to shoot pretty well
He can.
with the
He can.
Clippers. He just doesn't really do it here, and I guess because he's not really asked to do it, but um I would love to see more of that in his game.
Did you watch the preseason though? He was doing it in the preseason, shooting
I
threes.
did not watch that much of
He
the
can
preseason.
do it. He just chooses not to. And I guess he's not a great percentage, but we're not asking him to be 40%. If you're at 33 as a center, that's dangerous.
What I'm asking is if you're open and they pass you the ball in the three, take the shot. You know what I mean? What do you got to lose? You know, most of the time you'll make it in, hopefully, but that's what I want to see. Take the shot if you're open. Um,
So what do you think, man? Do you think next year Mitchell comes healthy? Is he taking the starting spot? First of all, is it Mitch's no matter what? Is it let them fight it out? Is it I heart because Mitch is coming out of injury? What do you think, man?
it's hard because Mitchell Robinson, I mean, you really started seeing him really develop this year, right? Defensively, man, he was just the man. I mean, it was a whole different team with him on. Nobody can attack the basket inside. He was just rebounding the ball. He was beating everybody, getting like 20 rebounds, like it's crazy. But something with iHeart is that he just gives you a different aspect of the game offensively that you don't get with Mitchell Robinson. And you know, he has the ball, he can like play make a little bit, pass like when people are cutting into the basket. You don't see that with Mitchell Robinson. So he gives you a little bit of mobility in the offense. Um, so it's hard to say because it's like I really love the two of them, and I love what iHeart is doing now that he's really stepping up and showing what he's capable of. Um, I think eventually one of them has got to go because one of them is going to absorb a lot of minutes. I mean, you can't have both of them playing
Yeah.
30 minutes. You
And
can't I mean just
complain. I can see if I heart starts, Mitchell Robinson complaining. I could definitely see it because he's a very vocal guy, especially online
yep.
on the media.
And
So
both of them are really good friends too. That's the funny thing. They're
they
like
root
best
for each
friends.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about yesterday's game on his defense.
Amazing. I mean, he locked down Embiid. In the beginning, it was like, oh man, he's gonna get swept because Embiid was really, bullying him. inside, but he calmed down and he was really, he set his ground and he started getting help defense from Grimes, from Anunoby. It was nice to see. He did, I think, two blocks against Embiid. Everybody was
All that.
so excited. I was pumped.
And Gobert too. I remember those two blocks in Gobert be two great centers in the NBA, and he was just blocking them. I this is an aspect of him that I didn't notice as much last year, and this year has really come through. I mean, that was one of the biggest things why I didn't even think about Hartenstein that much because I was like his defense was not there. I thought his rebounding was soft, but 20 rebounds, 5 blocks. I mean, excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't know where this came from. Good for you, you know. Phew, I'm glad. What do you think? If you're the coach, you're Kenny Thibodeau. What are you doing?
I guess it depends on the success that we have in the postseason, as long as he stays healthy, right? Um, if you feel like we have a better chance in the postseason with iHeart more than last year, then I think you have to keep him the starting role, and let Mitchell Robinson kind of work his way back in there, and tell him like, listen, man, this guy does a little bit more offensively. You got to start doing that too. It's not just about defense. You get me?
Mhm,
Um, you want that spot, go ahead and earn it because he sure has. He definitely has. You get me? So. I would love to see Mitchell Robinson try to develop that game a little bit more. And he's been vocal where he's like, "Oh, I want to do more offensively." He's had some opportunities. He just doesn't
mhm.
capitalize. You get me? So it'd be nice if he could develop that game too.
I think if I'm Thibodeau, I'm letting it a open matchup, but because of the injury of Mitchell Robinson this year that he's not going to play, most likely you're going to give Ihart the starting gig, starting next year. I think regardless, because it's just like too much. You got to let this guy come back slowly. Um, so I think Hartenstein will be for the foreseeable future the starting center for the New York Knicks. Who would have thought that? I Heart, the foreseeable future Nick center. You know, that's crazy, man.
He reminds me of like Enes Kanter, but like better. You know,
You know what reminds me of?
definitely
I
a
mean,
lot better defense.
I'm gonna say this, and he's like the new wave of centers in terms of oh, man, I mean, people are gonna hate. People are gonna be like, "Yo, bro, you're such a Knicks fan." Jokic, Sabonis, Sengun, the guy from Houston Rockets, iHeart. It just happens to be they're all white, but they're like a little bit of everything. Not the most athletic guys in the court ever, but they can rebound, they can pass, they can score, they can block. Maybe Sabonis and Sengun can't block as good as iHeart, but he's like a poor man, one of those guys. Do you think there's any possibility he can get into that group?
I don't think so. Just because he's not going to have the opportunities with Brunson and Randall and now
Especially Randall. Yep.
OG, and if we do make another trade. But that's not what we're asking him to do. What he's doing now is exactly what we're asking him to do, maybe a little bit more, right? Like I said, that's where I would love to see him take that three-pointer. If you're open and they pass it to you, take the shot. And practice that shot. Um, one thing I noticed from him before Mitchell Robinson was going out is that he kind of did like the
Floater, floater.
the little floater, right? Like in the mid range, almost a free throw area, and they would go in a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So I would definitely would love to see that. He reminds me of like a Brook Lopez type
Okay.
player. You get me? That's why I'm saying like I hope he develops that shot and he could be a Brook Lopez. That'd be
Yeah,
great for us.
Brook Lopez couldn't shoot when he first came to the NBA.
I know.
He learned to develop
Yeah.
that. And I thought it was a joke that Brook Lopez was shooting through. Like, get that. And then he nails them like the best
Yeah.
of any. You can't leave him open. I mean, I think the sky's the limit. How old is this guy? Can you look it up real quick? Let me see if I can
Who?
look it up. iHeart.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I can't believe this. Hey, by the way, Kenny, I know the Knicks are they're gonna win this game. They're up by 22.
He's
Um,
25.
25. We got him when he was 23 then, right?
Yep.
2 years.
He's a little baby.
Yeah. I think
Mitchell
instead of
Robinson is also 25.
Jesus. I think
The
you said
only,
it perfectly. He won't get the opportunity to grow as much as we're going to be able to see, which is, sucks a little, but it shows the depth, the the great team that Leon Rose has really built. I mean, if you really look, I'm pretty sure people are jealous of us. Like this team is balanced very throughout every position. We have depth everywhere. Not as
and,
much as before the trade, but it's still there.
and I would love to see him develop that pick and roll with Brunson, you know? And I think he could be so much better and so much capable than Mitchell Robinson can. Even though I think Mitchell Robinson with the pick and roll is great, but I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm gonna
something
say
about
Mitchell's better
Hartenstein.
because he's more athletic on the pick and roll, but we're not a great pick and roll team. Uh, as good as Brunson is, all-star status, he's not a great passer in the pick and roll, but he can shoot it off the pick and roll really well. Ihart just dunked it too, man.
I know, I saw that. I was like
You know,
looking at it.
I was watching the game. You know what's crazy? And I think this is very true. Right now, the way Mitchell, because Mitchell's hurt, it is more important to me that Ihart stays out of foul trouble than Julius Randle. That's the way I feel when I watch the games. It is more important because he can play
Yes,
defense and he can, yes, because he can play defense pretty much.
yes, he can play defense. I think you also have with the acquirer of OG, you have the flexibility of moving
E-
him to the fourth spot
Exactly.
or
Yes.
even moving Precious to the fourth spot.
Correct.
You get me? And providing that defense, and things like that. So now you have the flexibility of OG, you have Precious Achua, you have Josh Hart.
Once in a
You
while, I
get
have five
me?
minutes here, Josh Hart, if you want.
Exactly.
So yeah, you're correct. I think it's very important to keep iHeart. I mean, if I'm the coach, I like to play. I would play iHeart not as much in the first half as much as in the second half because you need him more his foul trouble to be low. He tends to have a little bit of foul trouble. You know that. He tends to have a
Yeah.
little funny hands. He's calmed down a lot. Same thing with Mitchell. He had that problem. You know, when they both come back, then you have 10 fouls to give out in the center, or I'm sorry, 12. But it's crazy. I can't believe we're talking about iHeart like that, man. I would have never said it. Yo, we're gonna dedicate the first topic of a Nick session to iHeart.
I
iHeart,
mean,
man.
he deserves it though. He's been playing really well.
I'm about to get dad an iHeart jersey. He's gonna be like, "Who is this?"
He's gonna think he's
yo,
that the other
yo,
guy
Matt
that we
Gretsch, if you're
picked
listening to
up.
this, you got to get an iHeart jersey. You're a white boy too, so he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I probably am." You watching the game? It's a. I like that the game is a blowout. You know why? I want to see the backups play a lot. This is
Yeah,
a
me
good game
too.
for the backups. You need McBride. You watching McBride, man? He's doing his thing. Another
Yeah.
apology I might have to owe. I'm gonna reserve that apology though. Hold on. I'm not convinced yet. I'm not 100% convinced. Not 100%.
The thing is that he's not really a playmaker. You can
No.
tell, he has the ball, he dribbles a little bit and he throws it out. He is a wing type player. He's
Correct.
just too small to be a
Yeah.
wing. But
But with the right team around him, like if you can put maybe iHeart, because iHeart does create, you know, you
ooh,
was the
I don't know
pass
if you
that
saw that pass. He did
yeah,
a
I know,
behind the
but
back
Julius
pass
missed
with
it. Yeah, it
Randall.
was. It was very
Yeah.
nice. Freaking Julius. I mean, it's crazy. The the way Knicks are scouting and picking players in the second round at the end of the first round on free agency. Made a mistake with Fournier, but iHeart was picked. Great trade with Jay Hart to make it such a great chemistry. It's unbelievable. They have the right coaches and the right staff to pick off these players. They're doing a good job, man. I am very impressed. Leon Rose is hands up to you, man. Good job. I don't care what anybody says. You're doing a phenomenal job. You just need to finish with a little cherry on the top with the big trade.
I agree. We need
Yeah.
that one player that just puts us over the top.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know who that player is. Eventually they'll come, hopefully, but
Yeah. We're not gonna dedicate this session for that though, because we can go on for hours
no,
for that topic. I don't want Kuzma. Nobody wants
no.
Beal. I'm sorry, not Beal. He's gone. Nobody
Cool.
wants Poole. And it's crazy that the Knicks don't even go after these players. They know that they don't do. They're like, no, 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 we're not gonna do well with these guys. Nobody's gonna do well with these guys. We're not gonna do. We're just because we're the Knicks, we're supposed to go get them. Slow down, Stephen A. Smith. We're taking our time. We're gonna do it right. All right. Don't think just you need the big gun and then get rid of everybody. It doesn't work like that, man. You're looking for something long term, and that's what they have built right now. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, the one player I think it would be the top of my list to go after would be Jordan Clarkson.
for backup.
Um, Yeah, I think he's just that one guy that can get you 20, 25 points off the
What's his
bench.
contract like?
It's beautiful, man. It's like he's making like what? Like I forgot. I saw it the other day. What is he on the Jazz, right?
Yeah. Who would you rather have, Brogdon or
Look at
Clarkson?
this year he's making 23, but
Wow, I
next
didn't know
year
that.
it drops to
14,
14.
14.
Yeah. When I
Wow.
saw that, I was like, "Oh, I want him immediately. I'll take on those 2 years. I don't care."
I mean, that's great. You know what I mean? It's not a if you're a winning team, you want to keep that player on your team then because you're
Yep.
you're you're paying less for something so good. And you need that spark, that IQ spark. I didn't know it was that good. I know they gave him an extension, but I can't believe he took that extension. What was up with him? What was he thinking?
So I would
Um,
definitely throw in like a first
yeah, you're gonna have to
and
give up first. Fournier obviously to match the salary.
Fournier. Yeah.
Oh, there's
Which they
Randall
get to
stealing the ball.
salary dump after that. And then yeah, I'll throw in a first.
Problem is,
I'll throw in a
some teams might match that. I hope not. You might have to throw in the we have the Jazz second round pick.
I
They're gonna
might
ask
throw
for
in
that
two
back.
firsts.
I mean, if it's too protected first, we can talk. We can talk.
I'll give them the Knicks first and a protective.
Yeah, I mean, because this year I understand your choice of Dallas or Knicks, and then the I think the Jazz second round pick, give it back to them. It should be a top five, top 10 second round pick. They'll be interested in that. I think. I don't know how many pick. The thing is, you got to see how many picks they have this year. If they have three first round picks, they might not be interested in a pick this year. They're gonna be no, we want a future one. We don't need that many young players on our team right now. We
That's
want a
true.
future. But I'd have to take a look next time we talk. I'll let you know. 'Cause I like to look into that stuff. Before we get into the next topic, though, tell me what do you think iHeart's contract is going to be this year? I was mad it was a 2 year deal. I was like, why didn't we do a 1 year deal? Now I'm mad it was a 2 year deal and I wanted to do a 3 or 4 year deal. But anyway,
Yeah. I'm thinking it's gonna be 18 to 20 mil.
okay. You think it's
If
gonna
he
be a lot of
plays
people?
like this, if he plays
I
like this
agree.
throughout the whole season, yeah,
Yeah,
18
I
to
agree.
20 mil.
You have to be very
Uh,
careful though, because you don't want to go too much, and then Mitchell might get mad. Hey, what about me? You guys
well,
pay me
that's it. You
nothing.
you signed the contract, you signed the
I know,
contract.
right?
You know, you got to do like when Scottie Pippen signed with the Bulls, right? Like, yo, you signed the contract, don't come back to me. That's it. That was your decision. Um, but yeah, I think 18 to 20 mil. I'm hoping for 15. I'm hoping that he'll take a little bit of a pay cut if
It all
he's
do
playing
again.
like this.
All depends what they do in the playoffs.
Yeah,
How good he does in the playoffs. He does really good. He plays like this. Gets 2 games where in one round, 5 blocks or 20 rebounds. You're looking around 20 million then. You're looking around 20 million because people still, he can pass, he can score, he can do a little bit of everything in the center. At 25, he hasn't even hit his prime. People are gonna come knocking on his door. You know, I don't know
yeah.
who. I don't know who. I gotta see who has the salary. Actually, I can look it up real quick. I mean,
And
I know Spurs have salary, but they have a center. I know Pistons have salary, but they have a center. They like Jalen Duren. I know Sixers have salary, but they have a center, obviously.
yikes, the Jazz are not going to want picks. They own
They don't
their
want him.
first
They have
round pick.
Kessler. Oh no. Who
They
has
own their
salary
first round
next
pick.
year?
They own the T-Wolves unprotected first round pick, and the Sixers first round pick
Oh, so yeah,
unprotected.
they don't want that many young kids.
Yeah.
It'd be dumb. It'd
They
be
do
dumb.
have only one 2024 pick.
Okay, so maybe it'll be that Knicks 2024 pick.
Oh wait, we're in 2024, right?
Yeah. 2023,
So
2024. That's the season.
I don't know how to read this because it says 2023, so maybe that was did they have the ninth pick overall?
Last year,
Yeah,
they might have. They picked up Keontae George, I think it was. Ninth overall.
let me look that up real quick.
All right, so for next year, who has salary that might be interested in him? Philly won't. Detroit probably won't, even though they got to make.
Yeah,
Toronto
Jazz
just got.
drafted Taylor Hendricks.
Oh, that's right. Taylor Hendricks, power forward. That's right. That's right. Ninth overall. So that was the year they had three first round picks. That was the year they had
Yeah.
three first round. So then
So
this
this
year they
year they
have
only
one.
have one.
So they
So
might be
they could
interested.
be.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
might be interested. Yeah, you're right. Okay. They might not even want our pick. They might want Dallas pick because it'll be lower. We're gonna end up with a better record than Dallas.
fine. Take whichever.
Toronto. So I'm looking at the
Honestly,
money.
I don't care. We don't really need a first round pick unless we're gonna flip it, you know?
Yeah.
But who are we gonna flip it for?
That's the thing with iHeart. He might not have a market, so we might get lucky. We might get lucky because I'm looking at the people who have money. Anybody, Philadelphia don't need a center. Detroit don't need a center. Toronto, they just signed total to 4 years, 80, 20 million a year, something like that. It's a
Yeah.
terrible contract, by the way. But anyway, they signed him. Orlando has two centers. They have Wendell Carter and Goga Bitset, but Bitset sucks. I can't even say his name right.
Or Bitadze or whatever.
Tadze, yeah, the guy from the Pacers. He sucks,
Yeah.
but Wendell Carter's there. They might be interested. I hope not. And they got money. But I don't think they're gonna go that route because this Paulo Banchero can play center. He was playing center at the Team USA sometimes. So they might not go center. Utah has Walker Kessler in the rebuilding. Indiana extended the center. What's it called?
Uh,
Miles Turner.
yeah.
Charlotte has Mark Williams. San Antonio has Wemby. Wizards are rebuilding. They wouldn't be interested in him. Brooklyn, they have Nick Claxton. Houston Sengun. Oklahoma City has what's his name? They might be interested, but probably not. I don't think so. It fits their timeline though. But they got Chet
I
if they
don't
believe
know
he's a champion.
because they might screw themselves over. They got a lot of young guys that they're gonna have
They
to
do.
pay soon.
They do have a lot of young guys, and they're gonna have to pay people and let go of people. They're
Yep.
gonna let go of people. They're gonna let go of people. They can't pay everybody, and you can't play everybody, so you're gonna have to let go of people. They're making funny trades now. It got to the point where they have too many picks. They're making funny trades where they traded their pick this year for the rights to swap picks with the Clippers in like 2, 3, 4 years, something like that. So they're getting creative with their picks, their trades because they have to. They have too many picks right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem with having too many picks.
Correct. We
You
don't. It's like
gotta
us.
dump them at this point.
We're trying to dump it. We're trying to make a trade. We're gonna have to soon. Luckily, we were able to do constellation trade.
Yeah,
So
eventually they're gonna use all these picks to throw like 4 or 5 picks at some player. It just, I don't know. That's why it sucks because it's like, man, Embiid would have been perfect for this team right now,
so
with OG and stuff
I
like
don't think
that.
you
But
you answered my question. Are you going Brogdon? Or you going Clarkson?
if I had to pick, I'd go Clarkson first, just because of injury concerns.
With
Brogdon
Brogdon,
has, yeah. Um,
I can
I do
see that.
like Brogdon as a player, and he's a playmaker more and the true
I,
point
I,
guard,
I like
great
Brogdon better.
defense.
I like Brogdon better.
But you know what? Like, I'll take a guy who like, hey, give me the ball on the bench and let me do my thing and pass it out, get the other guys involved and stuff like that.
All right. Should we move on to the next player?
Yeah.
My
Who are
boy,
we talking about? Oh, Quentin Grimes. That's
we
right.
got Quentin Grimes. Quentin
Quentin
Grimes.
Grimes.
I like Grimes, man.
Looks like he's starting to turn it around.
I hope he's turning around. It's been in one game. I think it's too soon.
No, the last 3 games he's been playing pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
When he hit the bench, he played a little bit better. Automatically
exactly.
started playing better.
Last
Uh,
3 games he's definitely been turning around. Um, not necessarily scoring, but his defense has definitely picked up and he's moving the ball around. You see him moving around the court. He's not just staying and doing this all day, you know.
did you see the
But
game yesterday where he was like when Embiid was posting up I heart, he would turn around, fade away, and Grimes was right there trying to block him
yep.
on the top.
He
I
actually
like
got
that,
I think he
man.
got one or
He
two
got one.
blocks
He
like
got
that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, man. He's active. He's all over the court.
That's what you want from someone like him. Six
Yeah.
five, can shoot the ball. He's just I wish he can make it more often. Be a little bit more consistent.
On his threes.
Yeah.
Well, think about it like this. Dante had the same problem when he was younger. And as you get used to more playing time, used to getting older, more mature, the shot's gonna fall. I mean, he has the perfect jump shot. It's gonna fall. I'm not worried about him. I don't think his future is without a doubt gonna be good. I'm not saying he's gonna be a star. In no way I think he's gonna be a star. But he's gonna be like another Ananobi, like but smaller. That's the what I see in him. Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned before,
I
is
think
it
he's gonna be like a
possible?
Josh Hart, but like who can shoot.
Shoot. Yeah, great comparison. Is it possible he can take Dante's starting gig this year?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Tibbs really likes Grimes. Um so without a doubt, and moving DiVincenzo back to the bench allows a little bit of a playmaker as well. Um and more of a spark off the bench. So that's why I wouldn't be so opposed to it. But having Grimes coming off the bench is something that he needed. And I think it just allows him to play more now that Quickly and Barrett are gone. There's more minutes to be distributed. It allows for more minutes like DiVincenzo and Quentin Grimes to get. So I think this is like the result that we're seeing. These guys are able to play now. I'm looking at before. I mean, he was playing like 15 minutes, stuff like that. Yesterday he played 24 minutes. The last two games he's played 18 minutes.
close in
So
the
it's
game too.
definitely, yeah, it's definitely increasing. So that's good.
I think I don't think anytime soon he will start, even if he does do well. I think it was Thibodeau himself who benched him. I think it's almost like I don't think it was. I think not because he doesn't like him. I think it's more like I'm going to teach you growing pains. If you don't do well, we're gonna bench you. Like it's almost like Thibodeau's like, okay, I drafted you, and I'm your papa, and I'm benching you. Something like
Yeah.
that. I see it as. But I think that in the end, he is gonna come back eventually. He makes our starting lineup almost picture perfect with Ananobi and Quinn Grimes. I think Quinn Grimes is one of the best in the league at point of attack defensive players. Do you know what that is exactly or no? So the point guard, just a little lesson for all you guys out there, is the guy who or the shooting guard is a point of attack person who starts the offense, right? You need the defender on the other side who is the point of attack defender. Every elite team has one. For example, Philly's point of attack defender was not there last night. So what's his name? The guy from the Grizzlies that went to the Philly. Ah,
Oh, Shake Milton.
no, no, no. He's in Minnesota right now. Jake Weasel's not great defensively. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Hold up. Hold up. Shame on me, man. He's good defensively. DeAnthony Melton. He is a point
Sorry.
of
I
attack
always get those two
defensive player.
confused.
Drew Holiday is a point of attack defender. Great, probably the best in the league. I think Q Grimes is one of the best point of attack defenders. He is arguably the best one when Ananobi point of attack defenders, and he can shoot the ball just as good as Dante. Not yet, and not in the games lately, but he will get there. You know, and it just makes our what Nick's film school calls it when you have Brunson, Quinn Grimes, Ananobi, Julius Randle, and Ihart or Mitchell, whoever you have in there. It makes the defense. He calls it a our death lineup where you can't pick and choose your poison. Great defense, great offense, great shooting. You know, our creators are Brunson and Randall. Our defenders, depends if Ihart now is in there. Where Rich Mitchell, all three defenders, with Ananobi, Q Grimes, and Ihart. It's a beautiful lineup, and you're gonna see a big, great positive plus minus with that lineup. All because
Yeah.
he connects it. He connects it.
I agree with that. I mean, having Grimes in that starting lineup, if he plays the way he played last year, um, kind of reminds me of like when the Warriors with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, where Klay Thompson always defended, the point guard or the best
Better guard.
player.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The better
And
guard.
Steph Curry didn't have to worry about that. You get me? Just worry about your offense. So that kind of allows Brunson to do that. So having Quentin Grimes there with OG will always defend the best player in the team. And then you have Quentin Grimes defending the best guard, whether it's the shooting guard or the point guard. So that way Brunson does not have to do that. So that's actually, yeah, it makes sense. And hope he gets to there because,
I
I
think he
mean,
will. I think he will. It's almost like I don't even want to trade him, man. But I understand if you have to give him up for a star. I would like it to be a two-way star though, because you don't want to lose that defense. You know, that's why you and me, I think more than anybody else, and I know Matt Gretsch won't like this, what we're about to say. Um, we're not crazy about Donovan Mitchell. You're gonna give up
yeah,
so much defense, and he's a ball hogger. It just you have to be very careful with the shiny Ferrari. Be very careful. You know, it's going to cost you a lot of money to maintain it. The Knicks are up, what, over 20? 20?
I think so. Now it's a halftime, so
Oh,
glad
I
the
noticed
Raptors
this.
lost.
If the Pacers, yeah, I saw that. I just saw the highlights last night, right? If the Pacers lose tonight, which they are losing last time I checked, let me update it again. and the Knicks win, which they will win, I'm letting you guys know right now, they will win. We are officially in fourth place, I think I saw.
Nice. Yeah, they're
Officially in
losing
fourth
58,
place.
58 to 49.
Yeah. Let's go. I can't believe I'm a Celtics fan tonight.
Yeah, for real.
So they will be officially in fourth place, probably by like half a game or something like that.
I have to say that
All by
Celtics team,
themselves.
man, is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dangerous. I don't know how they created that team, man.
Little by little. Little by little. The
Crazy.
the Danny Ainge and then what's his name took over and he upped it even more. Brad Stevens.
Hmm.
Amazing job. NBA geniuses is what I like to call them. They are NBA geniuses. You know, they're patient. They wait for the right trade. They don't overtrade. They like to win trades. They like to get their players. So I think Danny Ainge mostly set up Brad Stevens, though. You got to think about it. He could set him up with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, left him Derek White and all those picks that he had left over and stuff. So he kind of left them
It'd be
right
the
there.
good moves, getting Porzingis and getting
Yeah, that's Brad Stevens. Porzingis and Drew Holiday.
yeah.
Good job. But I want to see them face us now. They haven't faced us with this team, and Anobi
Yeah.
can give Tatum a run for his money. I think I saw like something where he saw that when Anobi guards Tatum, he shoots like under 40%, bro. So that was Barrett back in
Yeah.
the day.
OG is special, man.
Yeah, I know he is. He's gonna get like 35 million a year, man. That's a lot of money. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's just the market now.
Yeah, I know. Because if it's not us,
Everybody
somebody
makes
somebody
money.
will pay him.
Yeah. But you got to pay him. He's arguably one of the best 3-and-D guys in the league. It's a huge, huge asset. They're like a diamond in the rough.
Hmm.
You can barely find them, nowadays.
So
Like
that's
good
why
ones, reliable ones.
when you and I were talking before, we decided what's another thing we could talk about. And the thing I mentioned was right now, as of today, I don't think we're going to end this way the year. But if we were to end this year, we would have two first round picks because Dallas pick will happen this year. Finally, the Knicks will have also their own pick, and they will have the Jazz second round pick, which should finish. I think at the end, Jazz are going to tank. Should finish around top seven in the second round. So you're gonna have three in the top 37. Assuming let's not use three, let's use two because they're gonna trade one. Assuming we have two picks in the top 37, regardless of where it is, you're Leon Rose, you're Tom Thibodeau. What are you looking for? What are you looking
Um,
for?
if they can't flip it for a well-known veteran that can help progress his team like off the
What kind of
bench,
veteran?
it's got to be like a point guard at this point.
Okay.
Um, like a Brogdon, Clarkson. I see them trading it for future picks. You
Okay.
know,
You don't see them drafting it.
I don't see them drafting it. I see them definitely trading one of the picks for future picks, even both maybe. I just don't think that.
You don't see them drafting anybody almost?
I don't know. This draft class is kind of weak.
It is.
Um,
But they say that about draft classes and it could change, you know?
I mean, it could be that they have somebody that they like. You get me? Maybe they draft a center. You
I remember
know,
they said that Anthony Edwards draft was weak after the top three. Let me look up that draft. What year was
what
that?
year was that? That was
I
like
don't know.
2021.
Let's see. It was 2020 draft. And
2020.
okay, so you had Edwards, good. Wiseman, garbage. LaMelo Ball, good. Patrick Williams, maybe a role player. Okoro, no. Akangwa still has a lot to prove. Barely. I don't know if he can be a starter. Maybe. Killian Hayes, nah. Maybe a backup at best. Obi Toppin, uh, Danny Avija. He could be a starter. He could be a starter. Jalen Smith. No. Devin Vassell. He is a starter. Good starter. He reminds me of Quentin Grimes. Devin Vassell. Do you see the comparison or no? Do you concur?
Mm, I haven't seen him play well enough, but
Okay. Halliburton, superstar. All star might be a superstar one day. Kiera Lewis, no. Aaron Neesmith. I could see he's a role player to me. He's gonna be a role player, I think. I see it. Who can guard the 1 through 4 and he can shoot the three. I like him. If we can get our hands on him, I would take him. Cole Anthony, good backup. Interested in him since we have IQ. Isaiah Stewart. People like him. I'm not a fan. You like him?
I think he's a undersized center.
Me too.
He's always gonna just be a like a rough bully ball
Yeah.
type guy.
Guy
He
who
can get you rebounds. Pretty pretty good defense. That's about it.
next guy, Poku. No, hasn't done anything. Even though he's very young. Josh Green, maybe a backup, maybe a 3 and D. I'm not sure, but a slow. He also reminds me of Quentin Grimes, but not as
Yeah,
good
yeah.
on either
The Mavs like
possession.
him too.
The man like him, but I don't see he's not as good as Quentin Grimes.
I
Sadiq
agree.
Bey, good shooter. Nah, maybe a starter, maybe. Precious Achua, I'm not a fan. You like him. Therese Maxey, yes, all star. So just by look, IQ
And
was in
IQ.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, JD McDaniels. What is that?
that's the
That's one.
T-Wolves one.
Is it the
Uh,
T Wolves
That's
one?
the good one.
There's two of them that sound alike.
They're both brothers, I believe.
Is
I'm
this the
pretty
one?
sure there's one from the Hornets and there's
Yes, you're
one
right.
from
He is the one. So he's a good player, good 3 and D
yeah.
player, really good defensively. He gave Brunson a hard time, even though he won. If you
And
look
then
at Brunson's
Desmond Bain.
stats, Desmond Bain. So you
Wow, the
don't
Raptors could
know,
have
man.
had Desmond
Terrell
Bain.
Terry. I thought he was gonna be the next Steph Curry. Uh,
I remember we wanted him.
I wanted him. Yeah, Trey Jones. So you never know, man. I mean, I mentioned like 3 to 5 All Stars, probably 5 All Stars. I mentioned, and maybe another 5 starters. So and the Knicks are good at finding diamonds in the rough. You never know. But you're saying you think I said out of the three, assuming we're gonna trade one, you think the two of them we're gonna trade most likely.
Yeah,
I could see
I
that
think
because he does that. Leon Rose does
if
that.
yeah, I think if we don't have anybody that we're in love with, we're definitely trading those picks for future first round picks later on. And we're gonna give it to teams that, can need it or flip it for some bum.
Some future, I
But
think future first round pick maybe, like we did with the 11th pick. I think it was. Let me give you my point of view. If okay, so we have three, right? And I said we trade one. I think there's a possibility we trade another one for our center. I think we're gonna trade the second round pick Jazz for a center. I'm still not convinced with Chua. Again, I
well,
keep
what center is out there?
we can talk about that after
Yeah.
this. We can look at the list, but for now, I think they're gonna trade it for center. I think they like Ihar as a starter, but I don't think they like. I think they're giving Achua the minutes until the February 8th deadline or the February the waiver pickup. Someone
So
waits.
right now, I'm looking at the mock draft from Bleacher Report. They have the Knicks number 17, and it says Kevin McCullough Jr. from Kansas. I don't know anything from this guy, but he's a shooting guard, small forward, 6'7", 22 years old. His
Yeah, but I mean that's gonna
comparison is
change a
Austin
million
Reeves.
times. I've
No,
seen some.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like, to this day.
My thing is, if you're gonna draft somebody, this is I still you always I think a small forward, a tall small forward like an Anunoby height is always a good thing. It's always even if it becomes a bust, taking a chance on a player like that is always worth it because you never know, right? You never know if you can shoot, play defense. Those are worth so much, and if you can find one without trading for one like Ananobi or paying one like other people do, um, great. You just got a cheap one, you know. I don't think it's 100% going to be that. I think it can also be a guard because once you traded IQ, you do have McBride, but like you said, he doesn't create as much. Can he change? Maybe, but now they have once they trade AQ, they might. I think they're gonna trade for like a Clarkson Brogdon, but they're gonna and then that player's gonna be here next year also, right? Because both of them contracts, Brogdon's 1 more year and Clarkson's 2 more years. So I think that player will develop under that guy.
Right.
I think the Knicks need to start drafting now again a player or two because they traded RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, IQ. Um, that's it, right? Those three.
Well, I think
Really
I think
missing.
you still have a little bit of time that where you can do that next year.
But I don't think
You
they're gonna
can,
play that kid. I think they're gonna develop that kid for a year or
oh
two.
yeah,
Let
I
him grow.
agree with
Yeah,
that. No matter who you're drafting, they're not getting any minutes.
they're not.
You
They're
get
not.
me?
So which is okay. Let them go to G League. Let them come back. I think they need to start. Again, because then they're gonna have to do again another consolidation trade. They're gonna have to eventually. eventually because these kids grow and you're gonna have to get better. Consolidate and get better. Consolidate and get better. That's what you want to keep doing. Eventually, you put Dante in a trade with if you want to upgrade a center or shooting guard. You never know. I think they will. I think they'll draft somebody this year.
The thing is, like, okay, you have 2 more years with Randall and Brunson. They're both probably gonna opt out, right?
They're re-signing
You're
Brunson,
Yeah, you're re-signing Brunson. The
guaranteed.
question is, do you re-sign Randall?
And what
And
kind
when
of
you
contract?
Right, I mean, he's gonna ask for the money, and you
He he's
rightfully
not
so.
he's not a CAA agent,
Right, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy deserves to get paid. He's made 2
and you can't replace him.
NBA All-Team, um, made the All-Star team once.
You know who Jonathan Macri is?
Yeah,
He says that Jonathan Macri says that Brunson, nobody can guard him one on one. There's nobody in the NBA can guard him one on one. He's too fast for the centers and too strong for the power forwards, and he can shoot. I agree with that. That's why you see double teams like crazy, and that's how you can
yeah,
get to Randall. And I agree with that. I'm not saying I am still scared of what kind of contract he's gonna want and he's gonna get. I don't want to overpay for him. I feel like if we do give him a big contract and maybe he deserves it, he's gonna go. Remember when we gave him the last extension? We're like, oh my God, why did we do that? Why did we, that might happen again. So it scares me a little bit. It does.
yeah. I mean, I definitely need to
And I
see.
know
He needs to
people
have this year and next year. He needs to have postseason
success.
success.
Yeah, you're right.
You get me?
Has to.
And like good success.
Mhm.
Like even with the injuries that we have with Mitchell Robinson, I mean, looking at some of these teams, besides the Celtics, Celtics are really the only team that scare me. Um,
In the East,
we could possibly make, yeah, we could possibly make the Eastern Conference Finals, you know.
Brunson picks up the charge. My man picks up charges like it's
I
he.
mean, we showed that we could beat the Sixers,
Yeah, you
you
can
know.
now with his team, nice, and you can't beat you. The Bucks are beatable. The
The
Bucks
Bucks,
are
man,
beatable.
they're just like defensively, they're horrible. So yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely can beat the Bucks.
If you can put now you have Ananobi to throw at. Damn, Ananobi, shoot that.
So, and you can beat the Heat. I mean, let's be honest, there's nothing special about the Heat. They just play with a lot of heart. They're very aggressive and stuff like that. But so are we. I mean, so I think we could definitely beat the Heat. Celtics are the only ones that you just don't want to play. Like
Yeah.
they're just a little too deep and too good from their starters and a couple people from the bench that can provide like starter type moments at times. Like Al Horford, man. He's the only guy that I know that makes that freaking side three all every time they
I
pass
talk
it out
about
to
that
him.
every time.
God, it's so
Annoying.
frustrating.
Annoying, yeah. It's somehow he can defend good. He finds like a way to defend like these all stars like
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, Joel Embiid and Julius Randle, and he finds a way to oh my God,
He's
Ken,
just a smart player. He's always been like that. So
6 point game.
he's never been a great player, but he's always well, at one point he was a great player, but he was always like a smart,
Uh-huh.
well calculated, like a low, like a poor man Tim Duncan. That's how I always saw him, you
Okay,
know.
I can see that. I see why you say that. Never had the height. What was it,
Yeah.
6'9", 6'10"? Play undersized for a center.
Yeah, I saw I'm telling you, we always implode, man. We got to work on that.
I mean, we still
Sorry,
gotta win this
viewers.
game.
We're
Still gotta win this game.
watching the game as well.
That part, the viewers are watching the game too. I don't feel bad for us. They're probably pissed off. Well, I mean, the game already finished by the time we put this up. The Pacers are 8 point game too. 8 point game. This Halliburton kid never turns the ball over. It pisses me off.
I know it's annoying because it's
Yeah.
like doesn't even look that great.
No, he's not fast. He has an unorthodox shot.
Yeah.
Somehow
Like
it
that.
works. Yeah.
People are like, that's what people thought Lonzo Ball was gonna be. I
I
could see
think
that.
they scare
Just
me if they
without the
get Siakam,
defense.
bro. I want Siakam to go to the West. Kings, step up and get him.
I agree.
The
Or
Pacers have to be
Lakers
careful
or
though, because if they get him and don't re-sign him, that's gonna bring you back. Which I wouldn't mind that happening either.
hope the Pacers do get him and they suck.
And he leaves.
Yeah.
Damn, we hating on Mike. Sorry, Mike. I'm sending you this video directly.
I'm gonna join Wally Zerbiak and be like, you know what? This kid is a wannabe all-star.
I
I can't
apologize,
stand him.
man. You know, I'm
I was
sorry. I made a
like,
mistake.
just like, oh man. I remember when he was in the NBA draft. I was like, I do not want
I did
him.
not want him
Anybody
either.
but him.
I was like, I do not want him. Let me see this. Oh, we just did this draft, right? We did that draft.
Yeah. And the Kings got him. And I was like, what are they doing? They drafted
I
like three
wanted
guards in
Patrick
a
Williams.
row.
I didn't want Patrick Williams. Who did I want?
I think
I
you
didn't want
wanted
Obi.
Patrick Williams.
I was open to Patrick Williams, but I didn't know what he was. I like Patrick Williams right now, but to steal him, I
I did
wanted
not
Devin
want
Vassell.
Obi.
Believe it or not, I wanted Devin Vassell. I wanted Aaron Neesmith.
Yeah, I wanted
I
him
did,
too.
and I wanted us to pick up Cole Anthony with the IQ pick, but I knew he wasn't gonna fall that far down.
I actually wanted to draft Cole Anthony with the number 9 pick.
I was open to that, but I knew he was too far up to draft him that high. So I was like, maybe if he falls down, people don't want him. But I was like, he won't go that down. But I wanted Devin Vassell. That was the player I wanted.
What's Chris Duarte doing?
Nothing. He died.
Damn.
He's there, like barely plays.
I remember that was one guy that we wanted him, and
Jose's boy.
apparently we were trying to draft up, remember, after we picked
Yeah.
Obi Toppin? We
Great,
almost gave up Grimes for him.
great rookie year. And that's it. After that, done. He is
Yeah.
playing.
Oh, there's another one that I wanted, Moses Moody, man.
I
That
was
kid,
open to him, but that
I thought
wasn't
he
that
was like
draft.
electric and stuff like that,
That
but
wasn't that draft.
yes, it was.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was,
He was
yeah,
Moses Moody was drafted with Kaminga.
no, same draft.
No, it wasn't. Kaminga was with Scotty Barnes and Cade Cunningham.
Oh, that was the 2021. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
We traded that pick.
Okay, with
Duarte
Chris
is averaging
Duarte, yeah,
13 minutes a game.
yeah, you're right.
I mean, I'll pick him up in the offseason for like a 1 year, $5 million deal, $3 million deal. I even think 5 million might be too much, but 3 million, I'll be open to that. They might even cut him at that point, but he won't get minutes. He'll never get the minutes. He could shoot though. I thought he could shoot. Oh, he really went down after for his rookie year. 31% and 32% this year. Can't be 31%. Strike the play. He was 37% with the Pacers. 13 points. I thought he was taller than 6'6". He's 6'6". Jose loved him. You can have him.
You only liked him because he was Dominican.
Yeah, I know. Drafted him mad old. He was like 24 years old when they drafted him, 23, something like that. It was crazy. I was like, what? There's like no future for him. This was it.
Yeah.
One and done.
All right. So I think, do we have anything else?
No, I don't think so. I mean, hopefully win this game.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will too. We just don't know how to close games.
It's always that third quarter that we
Yep.
screw on.
We didn't do so bad yesterday though. The third quarter, they beat us. They won the quarter by like 3 points, which wasn't so bad. And then the fourth quarter, we just killed them. It seems like we tighten up. I like that, man. We tighten up. We get down to the nitty gritty in the fourth quarter, and I like that. You're right. We need to fix that third, but I
Yeah,
can
it's
live
always
with that.
it's always after the halftime that like other teams make adjustments and we can't quite make the adjustment on the fly. Um,
Thibodeau's never been able to do that.
but
Our three's not falling. That's the problem right now. His shooting is not, and they're just
all
running
right.
out.
I guess we can wrap up then here if we have nothing
Yep.
else.
That's it, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
All right.
I think I'm gonna go do some Yankee stuff. Maybe tomorrow.
Yankees next time.
Yeah, I'll do some Yankee stuff tomorrow, guys. I'll give you guys some update. I've been giving. Oh look, oh the Cole jersey. You know Cole asked for Snell. He gave this green light for Snell. He told the Yankees.
Really?
He said, I said, I would like to get Snell. I wouldn't mind getting Snell. I was like, ooh, okay. You know, as long as he outpitches Yamamoto, I'm in.
I agree.
But Yamamoto hurt me. It hurt me. I was convinced he was a Yankee.
I
I was
wasn't.
convinced. Oh, really? I was convinced
I
he's a
wasn't.
Yankee. It's gonna happen.
But
I
we'll see
put
what happens.
anyway. All right, everyone.
Till
Enjoy your
next time.
Saturday night. Till next time, have a good night, guys.
Good night.